some quick and easy tips on how to connect with your spirit guides. I wish I had this information in the beginning of my own journey, but I'm imparting this to you so you can skip the headache. Step 1 to connect with your spirit guide, self-care. That's a lot of S's for somebody with a lisp. Do not skip this step because self-care is imperative in connecting with your spirit guides effectively. Can you communicate with them without self-care? Absolutely. But effective communication starts with knowing your core self and your center self and discerning what your wants are versus what your spirit guides are actually telling you, because sometimes they're more challenging than that. But with self-care, it's tricky because we tend to have this productivity mindset that if something is not directly relating to some kind of outcome or result or output, we think, oh, it's a waste of time. It's a vanity project. And self-care is interconnected with so many different things, from the mundane, what we want in love and romance, career path, finding happiness, life purpose, and discovering what we want to choose our life purpose to be, because I don't think it's predestined, along with enhancing your psychic abilities, getting in tune with the spiritual, animal communication, connecting with ghosts, angels, anything in between. So this is why it is so imperative. It is going to be very important to know when your spirit guides are saying, hey, you really do need to take a break and take a day off work and recharge, versus when we think, you know what, my spirit guides are telling me I just need to slack off for the day, So it's different. It's like we know intuitively that there is something coming through. And with spirit guides, they are very difficult to discern because they are an extension of ourselves, but they are also outside of ourselves. So that's why I think it's so important. Or I know that a lot of us get stuck into this rut where we think, okay, our guides are telling us we need to stay in this unhappy relationship or unhappy career path because things are going to improve if we just stay with it a little bit longer. So we get into that rut as well. And in doing so, we're not really listening to what our guides are saying, but what we ourselves are hoping to hear. So don't skip this step. It is important. Step 2, narrowing down your questions in a way that your spirit guides can effectively answer. Because a lot of times we end up waiting for them to give us the answer instead of trying to seek it out. So, for example, if we ask, okay, what should my career path be? And we get a whole bunch of messages coming in. We get electrician, nurse, artist, writer, plumber. We get all these different varying things that have nothing to do with one another, and then we're left lost, like, okay, well, which one's the right choice? And there's no right or wrong choice. It's about narrowing it down to say, which path is going to bring me happiness in the long run, knowing that there's going to be a challenge to get there, but knowing that when you get to where you want to be, that you'll have those opportunities, that it will be a little bit smoother sailing. So asking which ones are going to be successful or have potential to be successful, rather, which ones are going to be easier to take now. And, easy now does not always mean it's going to be easy in the long run. So looking at, a 6 month to a year to a 5-year broadcast of what you can kind of anticipate, and having your guides connect with you in that way. And then, which ones may not bring in as much money as you'd like, but would allow you to be happy and have a little bit of freedom. And just looking at those different things, narrowing down what you want to do and being more specific so they can give you a more specific answer that's going to align with your best and highest good. Step 3, and I think this is a major one right here, is I don't know that all of our guides are going to actually have names. I don't know that they're all from planes that we would be able to pronounce those names. And I know that mine, so when we think of names, we think of words, right? I know that mine, I named him Kevin. He's perfectly fine with that. It allows me to connect with him a little bit stronger, but I don't think that's his real name, because when I try to connect with his real name, it sounds like just sounds. It's kind of like You remember that movie Splash, and they asked her name and she made that sound? It's like that kind of, except it's not in that high pitch. It's a little bit lower register. But anyways, it's like that. You can give them a name that you feel suits their personality and allows you to better connect with them, along with, checking and seeing if you feel that they're okay with the name that you select. But I think that kind of is the third factor and the third key in really opening up that communication and feeling more familiar with them. So as you get to know your guide, ask them if they will reveal their name to you. If you're not getting anything solid, or if you're just getting letters or numbers or a sound, you can kind of come to a name that allows you to connect with them and suits their personality. And you don't have to do that right away. We're not always going to know their names. We're not always going to get their names. They're not always going to reveal that. Sometimes it's more complicated. But yeah, I don't know where mine comes from. I just don't think that it's the earthly plane, because yeah, you'll learn as you go along. You'll get into the groove of understanding what I'm trying to put into words here. But anyways, good luck in your journey. I hope you're able to connect, and I hope that this helps you to bring you into that spiritual journey a little bit more, whether it's connecting with your guide or angels or anything else that you are trying to do. Not only that, but I think that these things can really help us in the mundane as well. So that's where the self-care comes in. Anyways, signing off. Have a great day.